like I said before, there are a lot of Italian gestures that actually have meanings, and Italians communicate with their hands a lot of the time, and there are lots of fun gestures that you can learn, but I guess it's important to know the meanings behind some of those gestures, because some of them have some pretty not very good meanings. So be careful when you're out in public and using those, because they can definitely be offensive. And there are definitely some American signs that we use that could come across as offensive to Italians. I don't know if I should share that now, but so rock on. That is a typical, really fun hand gesture in America. And I remember one time as a greenie, I did it to my trainer, just like randomly. I was like, yeah, and she was just like, oh, don't do that, put that away. So it just doesn't mean, you can look it up, it just doesn't have a very good meaning. But yeah, anyway, their love language is food. If you do not accept their food, like, they will be offended. And that is another thing. If you don't finish their food, they'll be offended, and they will automatically go to the assumption that you think their food is disgusting. So eat everything you get and pace yourself. For do's and don'ts, there are churches all over Italy and sacred statues and things all over the place, and in the White Handbook it says not to proselyte near those statues and churches, but I will say it's probably impossible to avoid that, so don't worry too much about that, because you will run into stuff everywhere, as long as you're not like preaching inside of churches. Catholics are very, they worship saints and Mary, and I guess to just be respectful of that, and just respectful in your language. I mean, that's how it should be for every missionary, just respectful of other people's beliefs, and telling them, like, yeah, we believe that Mary and these saints were really respectable, revered people, and but we don't choose to worship them. We don't believe that that is what we're supposed to do. Yeah, you'll see big differences among all the cultures. Africans are very, very close to God. They're very religious. Africans and Filipinos are very religious and just very prepared. They're and just a very happy people. They're very positive, and if they can't make it to a lesson, they'll be really happy about it, and they'll say, don't worry. Like, they just, I don't know, they don't complain. I feel like they don't complain at all. And that was really refreshing. I had some of the most spiritual lessons with Africans and Filipinos. They're definitely ready. And Romanians, I taught a couple of Romanians my mission, and they are pretty religious. They're from the Orthodox faith, and so their beliefs are pretty similar. They're very very hard-headed. They're a little bit more difficult, not as open, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. They're just, Filipinos are very more timid and kind, and they just want to serve you and help you, and Italians are like that as well. They just want to serve you. They just want to feed you. And that is their love language. All the cultures that I ran into, they loved the missionaries. They were really kind, and they just wanted to serve you, and yeah,